Hey CPC friends. Yeah, as you see, another Powergraph, CPC Powergraph from TecnoBytes is finally working. I must say that it was a little bit more work than I wanted it to be. I got this card from the first batch like 2 or 3 years ago, and so it came with a letter saying that I should test it right away, and I must say I didn't do that. So it was basically sitting in my drawers for 2 years, 2.5 years. I don't know, I can't recall exactly when I got it. But I also didn't have that demo program, right, the robot program. Now, finally, I found some time to actually get that to run. And of course, nothing was running originally when I powered it up. So, and yeah, it required quite a bit of reflow work and correcting some soldering errors. So, for example, if you look at the picture I took from the original PCB from the back, right, you see I've marked the spots where solder was somehow forgotten at the solder joints, right? So I must say I was a little bit disappointed to see that kind of soldering work for a card that costs over $100, right? I mean, that's a great piece of hardware. What you also see is that there's a big issue with the quartz, right? The crystal, which are those two pins here on the other side. I actually measured conductivity between the one pin of the quartz, the crystal, and the capacitor, right? And there wasn't any. So I think that might have explained why the card actually wasn't working at all when I finally powered it up after 2.5 years after I got it. And I don't know, I mean, maybe originally when I received it, it was working, right? And it got, how's it called? Shelf rot or rack rot, right? Things sometimes simply, they stop working, you know, just by being stored away for a while. So, but with all these things fixed, right, you can see that the card is now working. And let me give you a quick tour of the changes. One moment. So I hope that you don't have to go through this yourself, right? And that the second batch, if it's coming into existence, will have somewhat better quality, right? But what you also see is that I basically resoldered the whole crystal section here, right? So the crystal was sticking out like almost half an inch. I took that out and resoldered that, and I also replaced the capacitors for the crystal. And then on the back, as you see, I tried to correct that as good as I could. So I established a connection between the crystal and the capacitor, and then I, corrected solder joints as good as I could. So I also flipped it around and put some more solder like on these resistors around, right? And so on. So it was quite a lot of work, and I'm glad that it is finally working. At some point, actually, I even removed the that microcontroller here, Spartan, or is it an FPGA? I think it's a CPLD, right? And yeah, like I soldered that back on. I think that's the component which is actually interacting with the CPC and which is responsible for programming the Powergraph chip. So, of course, I don't know for sure what's going on with this card, but I'm happy that it's working now. And I hope that there will be some more software written for this great hardware, and that the second batch will come into existence, and also that it will have a little bit better soldering quality. Alright guys, thanks for watching.